All right, Dan, prepare yourself. It is Flashback Friday. We're going to look into the vault of many stories from many years ago.
Since the station went on the air, there's a great tradition of sports directors. Doug Tabner back in the 50s, his brother Orris Tabner in the 60s and 70s and 80s. Then I took the job in 1995 before moving into news reporting in 2018. Maybe you're asking yourself, what is in a name? Here's Jim Proctor.
Thank you. Tonight on 11 at Large, we'll examine nature's deadliest storm, and we'll take a look at some of the most expensive items Toledo has to offer. These stories and more on 11 at Large. Well, Orris, I've known you for a long time, but we've never really talked about your name. Where did you get a name like Orris? That's kind of unusual.
It really is a long story, Jim. As a matter of fact, almost too long to get into here. Came from back in the Depression days. It came from the son of the landlord, as a matter of fact, and jobs were scarce and the rent was high. And after a long battle of trying to decide what we should call this new Tabner baby, after about 6 months, the landlord finally prevailed and came up with Orris after his son.
They got tired of calling you Baby Tabner.
Yeah, and it just caused a few problems over the years, but after a while you get used to it. I had a long time trying to figure out why my parents would have 4 boys, and they'd call one Doug, one Jack, and one Joe, and the last one Orris. But it hasn't bothered me nearly as much as it has bothered some of the people who send mail to me, and I have interviewed over the years. And I've collected some of those, and let's take a look at some of those classics from over the years.
Horace, I started racing one thing or another when I was 13. Orris?
Well, Horace, I'm now an employee of Columbia Gas.
Hold it. Okay, try it again. It's Orris.
Oh,
With an O.
Orris.
Yeah, okay.
Damn, I got
Well, Horace, I hope I get lucky. I hope it's Bob's turn.
That's right, Orvis. It's a funny thing. Last year we played enough games to get in. This year we...
Right, Horace. Prior to the...
Make it Orris.
Okay, you want to start over? Okay, Eddie. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nadler, and thanks, everybody.
This was Orris. We worked together 15 years. I came here in 1980. He was the sports director, and I was the weekend sports guy.
Nice.
And a wonderful human being. Funny, funny, funny. We laughed all the time working with this guy. In fact, you couldn't repeat any of the stuff he told you on TV.
Fair.
It was very, but kind of like me, actually.
Oh, but so that's where you get it from.
I guess so. There's a funny story about him.
That's safe for TV.
Before I came here, he was interviewing the San Diego Chicken. The San Diego Chicken was a short guy who dressed up in a chicken suit and would go and entertain at AAA baseball games, minor league baseball games around the country. And so he was doing a live shot with the guy. He says, you know, I feel really funny standing here talking to a guy dressed in a chicken suit. And the guy said, I feel really funny talking to a guy named Orris. Yeah.
Nice.
But he was a great human being, and sadly we lost him a few years ago, but just a lot of fun to work with, for sure.
Did you ever say his name wrong?
Well, his nickname, we called him Otis Tabnet for his nickname.
Orris Tabner.
Orris Tabner, Otis Tabnet, which is one of the headlines you saw there, but pretty funny, yeah.
Love it. Now, by now, you should all know just where to go, of course, to watch all the old stories from Channel 11's archive. The WTOL 11 Vault is a special playlist on the WTOL 11 YouTube channel. It's where you're going to find all kinds of wonderful WTOL 11 stories from more than 65 years on the TV.
And my former weekend partner, Toledo 11's Janice Lane, shows us how one local bank found an innovative way to serve their customers back in 1991. That story, many more, all available to watch right now on the WTOL 11 Vault, so be sure to check it out.